This episode of Cold Email Breakdown is going to be a little bit different to usual because I'm going to be talking by myself without a guest today. But I had a user email us about 2 weeks ago and they were trying to create a campaign for their product and they weren't sure how to build a lead list of people that actually needed the product or service. So they were going to default to the spray and pray approach where they just export a bunch of random business owners and then email everyone and then hope that some people respond. But instead of doing that, which in my opinion is not a good idea because it will lead to very low response rate and then resulting in your email accounts getting blacklisted, I responded to his email with an idea of how he could build a custom scraper to build a list of business owners who recently launched new products. And I'll get into why that's relevant to his business, but that's going to be a much more relevant lead list and he's going to have a much higher response rate. So this is showing a response that I sent to this user. And basically, the user has a company or a product which allows businesses to get feedback from their users. So essentially, it's some kind of software tool that people can install on their websites and it allows them to get feedback from their users. And if you think about it logically, the kinds of people who need to get feedback from their users are often people who launch new products. So I suggested to this one of our users that instead of just spraying and praying cold emails, which is probably not going to work, it's a much better idea to build a custom scraper. And you can see what I wrote here. I said, you can build a custom scraper that scrapes all companies that post product launches on Product Hunt and then reach out to the founder of each company and say something along the lines of, again, then I share the email template here. Hi, first name, I built a tool that allows you to collect feedback from your users. I saw that you just launched XYZ product on Product Hunt. You could use my tool to get feedback from your users. Would you like to try my tool at no cost for 3 months in exchange for feedback? Best first name. So as you can see with this concept, we're going to build a custom scraper which scrapes all the businesses that are posting their products on Product Hunt. And in case you are not aware of what Product Hunt is, it's a website which businesses will make posts on for new features or new products that they're launching. So every single business here is posting a new product, and these are all opportunities to reach out to. So the custom scraper that we build would automatically scrape all of these posts every single day, and we would set up a system where once we scrape all those businesses, we're able to automatically find the owner of each business as well as the email address for each owner. And then once we have that information, we can then add it all to a Google spreadsheet, which is connected to a campaign in Email Chaser, so that the leads are automatically added to the campaign. And once they're added to the campaign, they obviously receive the email sequence. So this would be a really good example of how you can create an evergreen cold email campaign, which has new leads being added every single day on autopilot. So instead of you having to run around all the time trying to find new people to contact, you set the system up once. And once you set it up, it just runs in the background forever, generating new leads for your business. So just to be clear, I'm not saying that every single business in the world should do this exact strategy. This is relevant specifically to the user who reached out to me, who has a tool that allows businesses to get feedback from their users. So that's why I'm sharing this case study. But of course, there are ways to implement a similar system for your business. So Product Hunt might not be relevant to your business, the person watching this video. But if you go to our website at emailchaser.com and you go to our blog, there's an article titled How to Create an Evergreen Cold Email Campaign. And if you read this article, you're going to see that we have basically a 6-step process for how you can create your own evergreen campaign, similar to what I just described, but for any business. So the source of your leads might not be Product Hunt, it might be somewhere else. But the point is that the principles remain the same. You identify an action or event that people are performing that implies that they need your product or service. So in the case of this video, of this example, the product is something that allows businesses to get feedback from their users. So in that context, if a company makes a product launch on Product Hunt, they most likely want to get feedback from their users, because anytime you release a new product for your company, you probably want to get feedback from your users on that new product. So that's why in that situation, this makes sense. But there's all kinds of different scenarios. You have to be a little bit creative to determine what's best for your business. But in this article, we have I think 6 or 7 different examples right here. So in the second part here where it says find a recurring event that your ICP performs, each one of these is a different example. So you can go through those. You might get some ideas for your business. But anyways, once you identify whatever that event is, you want to extract them by building a custom scraper. And once you extract those leads, you then find the email address of the owner of each business, have them added to a Google spreadsheet, which you then connect to a campaign and email chaser so that those emails are automatically added to the sequence. And every single day, new leads are being added and you're getting more responses every single day and generating more revenue for your business. Now, this might sound a little complicated to someone who's never launched a cold email campaign before, but trust me when I say it's not that complicated. If you read this article and you follow the steps, it's pretty simple. And I even recommend places, for example, here in the third section of the article, where you can find people to build low-cost scrapers for this campaign. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on this. It can be done, a couple $100 is actually quite affordable for most people. And that's pretty much it. So to wrap up this video, this is a very short episode of Cold Email Breakdown, but what we've done here is we've built a custom scraper for this campaign, which is going to scrape all the businesses that are being listed here on Product Hunt. And we're basically scraping all of these every single day. And we're finding the email address of the owner of each company and then adding that to a Google spreadsheet. And then that gets added to the campaign and email chaser. And it's just done on autopilot. You might still have some manual components to this campaign. So maybe you hire a virtual assistant who does some parts of this manually. But again, a virtual assistant's relatively affordable. And you can have this running either on autopilot or close to autopilot without that much work.